Prince Andrew caused a security scare at Buckingham Palace before swearing at royal protection officers and insisting "This is my house," it has been claimed. Former Royal Protection Officer Paul Page said the Queen's second son was scruffy and wearing a tracksuit when he was spotted outside the Queen's bedroom, and he was thought to have been an intruder. He claims the prince then threw a tantrum and swore at the officers who were trying to protect the palace. Mr. Page said he was in a control room checking CCTV when they spotted a man walking alone along the Queen's corridor, so he went along with a sergeant and 2 other officers to investigate. Her Majesty was not at Buckingham Palace at the time, so this was a major potential security scare. "We approached from either end of the corridor so we could surround the potential intruder," he told The Sun. He added that they soon realized it was a scruffy-looking Prince Andrew wearing a tracksuit. "I apologized and said, 'I'm sorry, Your Highness, we went to investigate a possible intruder in Her Majesty's apartments.'" Andrew replies, "This is my house, I go where I want, now f*** off." Mr. Page, who has spoken out about his time as a royal protection officer before, added that he thought Prince Andrew was a bully. "I never had any problems with any other members of the royal family in my time at Buckingham Palace. The Queen is a lovely lady, but Prince Andrew had this nasty side to him. He treated staff terribly," he said, speaking to the Mirror. Mr. Page, who worked in the Royal Protection Command from 1998 until 2004, alleges he personally made 3 separate complaints to palace officials about the prince. He claims he is aware of at least a dozen other reports made by colleagues. Mr. Page, whose revelations this week sparked a string of complaints about the prince, said, "Buckingham Palace launched a bullying investigation against Meghan last year after she was accused of wrongdoing. If it's a fair organization that looks after its staff, an investigation should be started to confirm whether or not Andrew is guilty of being a bully and of intimidating staff." He alleges complaints he raised during his service were ignored because senior courtiers did not want to create a stir. Mr. Page told the Sunday Mirror, "The palace have a problem because there are instances and evidence of Prince Andrew being overbearing and verbally abusive." In 2009, Mr. Page lost his job after he was jailed following a £3 million property scam. He set up a sham company, tricking colleagues, friends and family into parting with their cash, savings and pension payouts. The judge said the scheme was breathtakingly dishonest, relentless and callous. The former Buckingham Palace Royal Protection Officer returned to public eye when he appeared in the ITV documentary, Ghislaine, Prince Andrew and the Paedophile, during which he described the access Ghislaine Maxwell had to the palace. He told the documentary Andrew would shout and scream if his collection of toy bears on his bed were not placed in exact positions by maids. That prompted the prince's former maid Charlotte Briggs, 47, to come forward with allegations. She accused Andrew, then in his 30s, of foul-mouthed rants and ludicrous demands. They included making her run up 4 flights of stairs to close his curtains while, she says, he was right next to them. She also told of being in tears and of hiding to avoid the bad-tempered and entitled royal. Diplomat Simon Wilson, who hosted the Duke in Bahrain, previously claimed that rude and boorish prince had childish obsessions and was nicknamed HBH by staff, for his buffoon highness. Former maid Jeanette McGowan, 65, claimed she had to check a Polaroid of 50 teddy bears on Andrew's bed and lay him out in exact positions to avoid him becoming angry. Mr. Page claimed there must have been at least a dozen complaints about bullying in the time he was there. She also told of being in tears and of hiding to avoid the bad-tempered and entitled royal diplomat Simon Wilson, who hosted the Duke in Bahrain, previously claimed that rude and boorish Prince had childish obsessions, and was nicknamed HBH by staff, for his buffoon highness. Former maid Jeanette McGowan, 65, claimed she had to check a Polaroid of 50 teddy bears on Andrew's bed and lay him out in exact positions to avoid him becoming angry. Mr. Page claimed there must have been at least a dozen complaints about bullying in the time he was there.